Hello, I'm Max Hollein, the Marina Kellen French Director of the Metropolitan Museum of Art. Though today is the first Monday in May, we are not rolling out the red carpet on the front steps, but we will in September, subject to government guidelines of course. And again in May of 2022, for the gala celebrating the Costume Institute's upcoming two-part exhibition. This double header will consider how fashion reflects evolving notions of identity in America, and the aesthetic and cultural impact of fashion on 3 centuries of American life. Part 1 of the exhibition, In America, a Lexicon of Fashion, will open on September 18 in the Anna Wintour Costume Center. This show will celebrate the Costume Institute's 75th anniversary and explore a modern vocabulary of American fashion. Part 2, In America, an Anthology of Fashion, will open in the American Wing Period Rooms on May 5, 2022, and explore the development of American fashion through narratives that relate to the histories of those spaces. Both parts will close on September 5, 2022. I'm excited to be here in the Costume Institute's collections area, surrounded by stellar works by American fashion designers, which will be featured in Part 2 of the exhibition. And Anne Lowe Gaughan and 2 ensembles by Stephen Burrows, as well as this intricately conceived evening dress from 1902 by little-known, extraordinary American dressmaker Lucy Monet. These pieces usually live on the other side of this wall, with the other 30,000 ensembles in the collection. Andrew Bolton, the Wendy Yu curator in charge of the Costume Institute, and his team have selected these objects and many others to tell the story of American fashion and the industry that has supported this department for 3/4 of a century. I want to thank Andrew and the Costume Institute staff, as well as everyone within and outside the Met, for their outstanding work in making these presentations possible under quite challenging circumstances. When Part 1 of the exhibition opens, down the hall in the galleries this September, works by pioneers of American fashion will appear alongside designs by a diverse group of contemporary designers to illustrate the shifting tides of American fashion. Nathan Crowley and Shane Valentino, who have designed many past Costume Institute shows, will work with the cinematographer Bradford Young and the Met's design department to create the space. Film director Melina Matsoukas will create an open-ended film which we will project in the galleries and to which she will add content over the course of the show. Instagram will sponsor both parts of the exhibition, and we are so grateful for their support. Special thanks to the head of Instagram, Adam Mosseri, and to Eva Chen, Director of Fashion Partnerships, for their generosity. You will hear from Eva next. We are also thankful to Condé Nast for its decades of support, and of course to Anna Wintour. I suspect that, like the New York City we know and love, Anna never sleeps. In the course of the next year, she will oversee 2 Met Galas, which provide the Costume Institute's primary source of annual funding. For the gala on September 13, she will serve as an honorary chair with Adam Mosseri and Tom Ford. The co-chairs will be Timothée Chalamet, Billie Eilish, Amanda Gorman, and Naomi Osaka. Now it is my pleasure to introduce Eva Chen. You will then hear from Andrew Bolton, who will also introduce a short video that Sterling Ruby created in conjunction with the exhibition. Eva.
Hello from the steps of the Met.
I'm Eva Chen, and I'm the head of fashion and shopping at Instagram. Instagram has been a longtime supporter of the Met and the Costume Institute, but we are especially excited to be part of this year's exhibition. From the day it launched, Instagram has been the home for fashion. We have over 1 billion users, and every day, #fashion is one of the top 5 hashtags used. Whether you're an industry insider like a designer, model, or stylist, or an everyday teen somewhere around the world, you know that Instagram is the place to go get inspired and build community. Over the last year, though, Instagram has also been the place for real-time conversations around activism and global movements around social justice, equity, race, and gender. I was inspired to see that this year's exhibition will highlight many of those issues that are at the core of culture today and what Instagram is really all about. And this year's exhibition will also have video elements, as well as designs by a group of young, diverse designers I love. I can't wait for you all to see the exciting Instagram content we have planned for Reels and IGTV. I hope this exhibition helps spark a global conversation about what fashion in America means today and tomorrow. Now, let's head inside and see what Andrew's up to. I'll see you guys on Instagram. Bye.
Thank you very much, Eva. As Max said, this year marks the Costume Institute's 75th anniversary, and we wanted to commemorate the occasion with a year-long celebration of American fashion. When the Costume Institute was founded in 1946, one of its ambitions was to support the creative efforts of American designers. And for our 75th anniversary, we wanted to revisit this ambition, especially after the past year, which has been especially challenging for the fashion community. It's been incredibly inspiring to see how designers have responded to the ongoing challenges of the pandemic, how they found new outlets to express their creativity and new ways to present their collections. For several years now, American designers have been at the forefront of discussions about conscious creativity, especially in regards to sustainability and transparency. They've also been at the vanguard of discussions about diversity and inclusion. The social justice movements of last summer reinforced their commitment to these issues and also consolidated their leadership in advancing the conversation. For me, this past year confirmed what I've been thinking already, that American fashion is undergoing another renaissance. The fashion industry globally is experiencing a process of reinvention and self-reflection, and American designers are embracing this fully, this moment of endless possibilities. So we wanted to take the opportunity of our anniversary to celebrate this exciting new phase in American fashion and examine some of the innovations taking place in the industry. In an attempt to reclaim the past year, we've taken the unprecedented step of presenting a year-long exhibition divided into two parts. Both parts are distinct, but they're connected by our efforts to reevaluate commonly held assumptions about American fashion. Part 1, In America, a Lexicon of Fashion, opens this September in the Anna Wintour Costume Center, and Part 2, In America, an Anthology of Fashion, opens next May in the American Period Rooms. In terms of its conceptualization, Part 2 preceded Part 1 and actually inspired and informed it. For many years now, we've been re-examining our collection to uncover hidden or untold stories with a view to complicating and problematizing monolithic interpretations of fashion. Our intention for Part 2 is to bring these stories together in an anthology that challenges received histories and offers alternate readings of American fashion. The anthology will unfold as a series of discrete stories in the American Period Rooms, which present a survey of more than 300 years of domestic life. The stories will be grounded in the complex histories of the rooms and will speak to the role of fashion in framing notions of American identity, both individual and collective. Key themes will include the emergence of an identifiable American style and the rise of the name designer with an individual aesthetic vision. And to highlight the storytelling aspect of the exhibition and to readdress the assumption that American fashion is non-narrative, the stories will be presented as cinematically staged vignettes produced in collaboration with American film directors. And these immersive and evocative presentations will bring to the fore the contributions of forgotten and lesser-known designers who've defined American fashion. As we were working on these stories, we were struck by their emotional resonance. Traditionally, American fashion has been described in terms of the American tenets of simplicity, practicality, and functionality. Fashion's more emotional qualities have tended to be reserved for European fashion. So in Part 1, we'll be reconsidering this perception by establishing a modern lexicon of American fashion based on the emotional qualities of dress. As fashion is in the process of reevaluating and reinventing itself, it's important that we create a new vocabulary that's more relevant and more reflective of the times in which we're living. I think one of the most valuable lessons that we all learned from these social justice movements was the magnitude of language, of terminology and nomenclature. More fundamentally, the vocabulary will address the creative impulses behind American fashion, as well as its social, political, and environmental motivations. And here are a few examples of the fashions we'll be featuring. This dress of pink plaid silk taffeta is by Christopher John Rogers, one of the finalists of this year's LVMH prize. It's from his Autumn-Winter 2020 collection. As you can see, its size, shape and colour recall the dramatic ball gowns designed by Charles James in the 1950s. Christopher won the CFDA Vogue Fashion Fund in 2019. The prize money provided the resources to achieve the splendour and richness of this evening dress. This dress is by Connor Ives, another finalist of this year's LVMH prize. Connor recently graduated from Central St Martin's in London, and this piece is from his graduation collection called The American Dream, which was based on female archetypes that he grew up with watching on television. The collection was comprised of repurposed vintage clothing, dead stock fabric and recycled materials that reflect a kind of new Americana. This dress is a contemporary representation of the debutante. It's made of white silk organza donated by Wes Gordon of Carolina Herrera, and it's embroidered with thousands of recycled plastic florals made in collaboration with the Sustainable Sequin Company. This piece is by Andre Walker, and it's from his Spring-Summer 2018 collection called Non-Existent Patterns. Each piece in the collection was created from patterns taken from garments he designed between 1982 and 1986. The collection was shown at the Musée des Arts Décoratifs in Paris and was partly sponsored by the American company Pendleton Woolen Mills. This piece is made from their Glacier National Park blankets, which have been in production since the early 1900s. This dress of white cotton poplin is by Prabal Garang, and it's from his Spring-Summer 2020 collection. The collection celebrated Prabal's 10th anniversary, and it combined classic American designs with traditional Eastern dress. Here, the triangular cutout at the waist, which is a signature of Prabal's work, references the wrapped construction of an Indian sari. The statement on the sash, "Who gets to be American?" reflects Prabal's activism on behalf of American immigrants, as well as his own path to citizenship. This piece is by Sterling Ruby, and it'll be shown at the entrance of Part 1 and the exit of Part 2 as a way to connect the two exhibitions. It's a black wash denim wrap that Sterling calls the veil flag. He made it during the social justice movements of last summer, and at the time he issued the following statement. Given the current political climate in the United States, I wanted to explore the concept of the flag as a signifier in flux, and how our relationship to it may change when it's activated as a veil. Sterling has very kindly created a site-specific video of the veil flag in front of the bank facade in the Met's American Wing, which is the entrance to the period rooms. The film touches on many of the themes that we'll be exploring in the two-part exhibition, and it gives me great pleasure to introduce it now. Thank you so much for joining us today, and here's the film.